Welcome back from the break. You're still watching This Week, and I'm Somna Sambu. Now, the chairman of the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, in Mangu local government area of Plateau State, Reverend Timothy Dalok, has refused to honor an invitation by the Nigerian military over his recent allegations against troops operating within the conflict zone. He has also refused to withdraw his statement against the troops. This was as the Nigerian police on Thursday said it had recovered no fewer than 10 corpses in various locations in Mangu after armed men on Wednesday launched a fresh attack in the state, leaving no fewer than 30 people killed in Kwaslak village in Mangu local government of the state. Despite a curfew imposed by Governor Caleb Mutfwang, this has led to confusion over the constant breakdown of law and order in rural communities within Plateau State, with analysts suggesting that the federal government should take stronger measures using both kinetic and non-kinetic means to restore law and order by arresting and strongly prosecuting all perpetrators of the crime to send a strong message to ethnic militias, bandits, and other terrorists. Meanwhile, reports just reaching us has it that soldiers and gunmen clashed in 2 villages of Mangu local government area, with many feared killed on Saturday morning. The clash occurred after Governor Caleb Mutfwang released the curfew imposed within the area. Well, to help us understand the issues, especially the allegations raised by the CAN chairman in the local government against the military and need to fully restore law and order to prevent future attacks in Plateau State, we have joining us in our Abuja studio here, security analyst Patrick Agbambu. Thank you so much for joining us. And we're also being joined by the safety and security expert, Steve Okwori. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right, so let's start with you, Patrick. What exactly is going on? Should there be a declaration of a state of emergency in Plateau State?
Yeah, I don't think there should be. With the privileged knowledge of the Plateau problem, it's been lingering for a very long time, and we remember there have been curfews, there have been a state of emergency declared under the former Governor Judicial and all that, and he still has not been able to resolve it. The solution to the crisis in Plateau State is not even the military action, it's within the people that reside in Plateau State. And I think that no stranger will be able to resolve that situation, except they agree that there would be peace. I have visited, I've interacted with some of these people, and I can tell you of a truth that there are this hatred among themselves, and there's no way you can resolve it even if you send the whole military down there. When the military goes back, they continue. And the action of the CAN chairman is part of the things that are also fueling situations like that, refusing to respond to a constitutional authority so that it can give information that based on his allegation. But he has refused to do that. And so we hope that the people would one day sit back within themselves and say there's need for peace.
Well, Steve, do we allow these communities to continue to endanger the other parts of the country? Because that's what's happening. I mean, shouldn't Nigeria as a whole take interest in that particular place and to find lasting solution? Because we've declared a special military operation in that place, and yet it looks like nothing is happening. And people are wondering if the military itself is not failing, and that's why we also see accusation from a cleric that the military is part of the problem.
Yeah, thank you for having me to give my perspective on the trending issue. I think that for me, the ways to go about the issues in the Plateau, I think the state government have exhausted all means, if you ask me. We've had a peace committee, we have an inquiry committee, we have peace commission and all the likes. And up to now, we're not seeing the peace that Plateau is known for. Plateau is known, it used to be a state of peace and tourism. Right now, there's no
peace and tourism, actually.
Yeah. But right now, there's no peace anymore because I'm a Jos boy. I was born in Jos, bred in Jos, and looking at the way Plateau is now, it's not a place for peace anymore. But I think that at this point, the federal government should take over the issues bordering or causing this crisis in Plateau, because looking at it, I think politics, religion, ethnicity, and the likes have played critical roles in trying to see the lasting peace in the Plateau. When you want to go this way, religion begins to rear its head. When you want to go the other way, ethnicity begins to rear its head and the likes. So I think that there's need for a panel, kind of, to be set up by the federal government, independent of whatever the state government has to do, so that they can go into details, go look at it historically. What we're saying here is over 2 decades now. What is it? What is the challenge? I know Mangu for sure. Mangu is a place where you have both Christian and Muslim intermarrying. They live together. You see brothers and sisters, same father, same mother. The mother is either a Muslim or the father is either a Christian or a Muslim, and they are like that. So they've been living happily. So what is the issue? Is it headsmen that are coming in that are causing all this? I think there's a need for proper investigation. It has gone beyond just mere guesswork. Let us look at it. What is truly the problem? With that, we can begin to see how to solve the problem.
And we start maybe by declaring a martial law within that place. I mean, a state of emergency. Because, you wake up, despite curfew being imposed by the state governor, killings were going on. Despite the military, special military operations, killings are going on. And people are asking, if Nigeria can provide peace to other countries, how come we can't be able to provide peace to a particular place within this country?
Exactly, that's the worry. Now, I think that it is important for us to look at it the other way. Now, we have tried other means, politics and the likes are taking charge. There's nothing wrong with declaring a state of emergency. Just my brother said it happened during Joshua Diary. There was no result. If it happened then, we didn't see result. It doesn't mean if we look at it now in that regard, if we cannot still get result, if the strategies are not working, let us look at some other means to see how to derive other strategies and tactics to see how to solve the situation. We cannot keep doing the same thing and we expect a different result. Yeah. What other way are we looking at it? I think that just the way I said initially, the federal government should have, my brother here is here, they can form a team, just the way he said he has visited the place. There's nothing wrong with bringing private investigators, private security stakeholders to come in and ask questions. There are traditional rulers, there are clergymen that are there. The clergyman, the camp chairman that has made that bogus allegation, there's nothing wrong with asking him questions. He needs to prove. Let us know that this is what he saw and this is what he relied on for him to make such a statement, And for me, him not coming or honoring the invitation by the defense headquarters, it means he has lost confidence in the military. So there's need for a private body, to ask this man questions, so that from there he can divulge some information that he has. All
right, and he didn't just refuse to appear alone. He's saying that he stands by what he said against the military. I mean, for this cleric to be taking this stand, it looks like he's prepared for anything that will happen.
Yes.
Do you think, it's a loss of confidence, like he has said, on the ability of the military to actually take a decision that works for everyone?
You see, I will tell you one of the things that happened there. At each time, when you have the head of the military unit there is the commander, the major general that is there. If he is a Muslim, then the Christian take a stance against him.
Exactly.
If he's a Christian, the Muslim take a stand against him.
So
now the current the major general there is a Christian, he's a Muslim. And so we see situations like this happening. And you see, in Nigeria today, we have a lot of people impersonating the military, wearing the camouflage uniforms in carrying out operation. We have seen them. It's so much, So you begin to wonder when you see some people wearing military uniform coming to attack. How do you actually establish that these are not true military men? So that is why there's need to investigate. There must be reason. The mere fact that you can see a military uniform and all that may not necessarily mean these are military men. So there's need to come to provide any other information you have to say so. I don't think as the military is today under in fact, the chief of defense staff is a Christian himself, and the operation there is directly under his purview. And I don't think he would be able, in his conscience, knowing who I know him very well, General Musa, to send people to go and start killing or start harassing communities in any part of the country. And so it's a very, very grave allegation, and there's need to investigate it properly. My brother has situated the situation. I think the issue is having people to look at this. You have lost hope in the police. You have lost hope in the military. You have lost the political. That they cannot solve the whole problem. What should be solve the whole problem? Even the independent people we are going to bring, they will belong to different faiths, because nobody in Nigeria that does not belong to any faith. Yeah. So they will belong to different. So will that bias will it not still affect that? I think that the people themselves must agree. When we go for peacekeeping, the people is part of why I go against what was it called, the martial law, is because when you do, it's still the same military action you are going to take.
Yeah, but you declare much more bigger special military operations.
Yeah, more special operations. You are going to start combing the whole place. You are going to start operating, with a lot of laws that may not be too soft for the people, and these criminals, whoever is causing this.
If the people have refused to bring peace to themselves,
whoever is causing this
the government
will vacate that area. Okay. That is the issue. He leaves that area and go to other places. The martial law is not going to last for long, or forever. It's going to come back. Then this animosity continues. And that is why I think that there is need, based on independent panel that can look at this. But the people must agree themselves that there is need. What is the situation? Is it the land? Is it the religion? In Nigeria, we have identified, we have several religions in Nigeria. We have the traditionalists. They are not even talking. But the Christians and the Muslims, why can't they stay together? And like he pointed out, their families are intermarried, both Christians and Muslims. So the relationship is there. How and why should they just hate each other just because of whatever allegation somebody says? I think it's deep-rooted and must be taken seriously, so that we will stop all this today lives. These are lives of Nigerians. And the government
and the state owes them protection.
Exactly,
as
they
citizens.
must protect.
But Patrick Agbambu, apart from this cleric that made this statement,
yes,
the Nigerian Senate itself blamed the military for intelligence failure leading to these constant attacks, and saying that the military has failed to protect the rights of civilians there to be alive. So why didn't the military summon the Senate?
Okay.
And they had to summon this cleric.
Now I think that when the Senate made such proclamation or whatever it is, I think maybe they did not get right information. It's not the responsibility of the military to get intelligence.
Exactly.
We have to call a spade a spade.
So why do we have the Directorate of Military Intelligence?
That is a different assignment.
Which is supposed to work together.
That is not for internal.
Yeah, because the allegations that these people are coming from outside the country.
No, that is this we must situate this situation. There's a Department for State Security, and these are the people that should go within and get this information. The police also have the state intelligence bureaus. We have so many. Before you talk about DI, we have the DMI themselves, which is the Department of Military Intelligence Police. So, but in the Office of the National Security Advisor, they are supposed to be a joint intelligence bureau that sift through all this intelligence. How well is that being operated? We should not blame and call the military when situations like this. We must situate where the problem is.
Okay.
There's a JIB in the office on the answer.
Yeah.
What are they doing?
All right. You've raised some very key points there, because that's supposed to be the clearinghouse, the Office of National Security Advisor on all of this. Steve, talk to us about how the political authorities themselves don't seem to be helping the matters. What exactly is wrong with the governor going further than what he has done to actually ensure that, using the State House of Assembly, that they have some laws that everybody will know that if you break, of course, there's a likelihood you will be jailed for life or even go through the gallows.
Well, of course, you agree with me that even the current State House of Assembly in Plateau, they are in
they're involved in their own problem too.
So they are not even sitting to see that issues bordering on
but Plateau. The political powers of the governor are waning by the day, declaring curfew and nothing is happening. These killings are still going on. So what's the last resort? Because I thought that was the last resort, the last thing that the governor can actually use to quell attention.
I think right now the governor is even in a state of, he's even seeking for how to get help. He needs help, no, seriously. And his special advisor on security at the moment should be thinking outside the box, because he's been hired to do some of these jobs.
That's if he's not fired, because people expect him to also be fired.
Yeah, if he is performing, I don't think he'll be fired. I think he's a retired brigadier general, so he must have gotten some word of experience while he was in service. This is the time that he needs to bring his word of experience to bear. You know, the governor should not be seen to be left alone. The governor is the chief secretary of the officer of the state, whether we like it or not. If he has power to pronounce curfew, so it means that there are certain things that he needs to do. This same governor sits with heads of security agencies within his state, you know. So right now, I think that all the heads of security agencies need to sit down. Let them think. You know, there's a lot that they need to do. We've been doing the same thing. These things has been happening. So what else do we need to do? You know, right now, even the political class are not even helping matters. They've turned the whole thing to become a political issue. You know, they are involving themselves into some critical security issues that they are not supposed to be part of. It's unfortunate that most political office holders know everything. When it comes to economy, they know. When it comes to security, they know and all that. Meanwhile, people that they hire to work for them, to advise them and all that, even when they come to advise, they don't seem to take it. Right now, we expect that the National Security Advisor must be dishing out some advices, you know, to the president, trying to see how to have some robust discussion with the governor. What is the National Security Advisor doing? That's the point. Just the way my brother here said, the joint intelligence that they are supposed to be working in synergy. At this point, you see some security agencies want to take the glory.
And people are asking questions. How come we have several military, paramilitary, police, and all of that agencies, and we will be going through all of this? Yeah, 15. And in every state you go to, they are represented in those states.
Exactly.
And yet people come in, go around, kill people, even during curfew, and people are not apprehended. Or when people are apprehended, you don't see them being prosecuted. People are asking, what exactly is going on? Have we lost control as civilians? Or what is the president and his team? What are they doing?
Negligence of duty, if you ask me. People that are supposed to act when they get such credible intelligence, they are complacent. They just sit. And they are not punished when they fail in negligence of their duty. Rather, they are kept, they are lobbying to see to be promoted to, or deployed to some other juicy positions within the agency where they serve. It is negligence, if you ask me. They are sorry to take you away from the discussion. Could they jailbreak? The DSS came out and they said that they had about how many intelligence? They expected that some other security agencies that are saddled the responsibility to see that that jailbreak did not carry out. But what happened? They failed to act. Why must we fail to act? You just said it here that when we go outside the shores of this country, we perform excellently well. So why are we failing in our own? There's this Nigerian mentality. If I do wrong, nothing happens to me. I'm not held accountable. You know, but you know, when they go out of these shores, when they go out of the shores of this country, they work under the supervision of the UN and the other ECOMOGs and the likes. So they will not fail because they know that when they fail, they will be penalized. Either they send you back to your country or they hold you accountable for one thing or the other. You will serve the punishment. But here in this country, are they being held accountable?
All right. Well, I guess that's where we need to start setting specific duration for conflicts, as in for some of these military officers, both the police, to actually crush this kind of armed attacks against innocent civilians. Shouldn't the president be doing that? Say 6 months, or I give you 8 months. You say you need money, I'm giving you the money. You say you need this, I'm giving you. If you don't crush it, all of you would have to leave the system or something like that. Shouldn't we be doing that?
I think one of the problems which he started, how the problem we're facing, which he started talking about, is consequences of evil or consequences of crime. You know, let me take you back a bit. A Major General Alkali was killed.
Yes, yes.
And some people were arrested, and of course, some militia in that area, and they still operate to today. Militias, yeah. And some of them were arrested just recently, again, and they keep on causing problems. And these people were charged to court. What is happening with our judiciary?
Yeah.
That is the question.
Yeah, I mean, the office of the Attorney General of the Federation should also
when
be
the problem,
interested
exactly.
in that.
So when these people notice that, what is going to happen, because some political powers will come behind through the lawyers and the judiciary and get these people released for their own interest. So it's like a circle. Someone who was arrested 2 months ago, 2 years ago, sent for court trials. You see him again being arrested today. It happens. Recurring decimal, and that is the problem we're having. So it's not just the security forces themselves. They try and the military arrest people. They don't have the power to prosecute.
Yeah, of course, they have to hand them over to the police.
And police do their own investigation, and the DPP advise, and they go to court. Then what happens from there, nobody knows. There's no follow-up, there's no tracking to find out what is the situation where these people don't have any records for criminals. So it's a big problem. It's really a big problem.
Are we all in trouble?
Yeah.
Okay, so Steve Okwori, as we try to round off this conversation, talk to us about the talks here and there of illegal mining being the sort of underbelly of this crisis in Plateau State. You have lived in that state. How much of a challenge do you think that illegal mining is adding to these insecurity challenges? Is it fueling it, as we have heard some of the politicians say, that people are using the opportunity to actually steal some of our solid minerals while the fighting is ongoing between villagers?
It's very possible. Sometimes these illegal minings happen in some communities in a way to see that the state is not aware that such illegal mining is happening. They try to see how to bring up some how will I say, some cosmetic kind of criminal crime or something, so that it will be happening while this thing. For instance, if you go to Zamfara State, of course you know that these banditry activities, it's happening. While they are happening, the state is unable to know that something is happening behind the scene. These illegal miners are having a very good largesse of the country's natural resources. Since I was a child to this stage that I am, I've been hearing of illegal mining. Are you saying that we don't have security agencies or government in place that will stop hearing about illegal mining?
Well, even the solid minerals minister, Adele Aleke, says is under threat
yes,
by the powers that be within
so why
the
should
industry.
Why should it be like that? We are in a state, we are in a sovereign state, right? These things should not be happening. Are you saying that the illegal miners, they are above the law, they are gone way above what the state can do or what the state can handle? It's a shame that we keep hearing about illegal mining, illegal mining, illegal mining. Who are these illegal miners? Are they not Nigerians? They even collaborate with some foreigners as well. We see Chinese coming to this country, they tag them as illegal miners in our own country. How are they working? How are they functioning?
Yeah.
It means something is wrong somewhere. Nigerians are backing them up.
That's if they don't have internal collaborators within the security
sector. Exactly.
That's the major challenge.
You can't rule out collaborators in any of the saboteurs. As a commander, you have maybe 20 or 12 men you send on a mission. You have briefed them, this is what you must do, this is what is right. And they get there, they either induce for one reason, and individuals may do what they want to do just to get some favor for themselves and their family and all that. And it's not totally out of place, but the situation is that I know that the security forces have a way of actually disciplining those erring personnel. When they are detected or reported, they discipline them and all that. But still, that has not helped. It's only served as deterrent for some who has the conscience not to go into it. But only until we'll bring out the strong consequences for every action we do, people will stop committing those crimes. If we can kill and commit any kind of crime you feel in the name of making money, illegal miners or whatever, who licensed these miners? Why are they not licensed? Those are the questions that the Minister of Solid Minerals was asked.
I mean, they've cancelled all the illegal miners, asking them to come forward and all of that.
The Oyo State Governor the other day was crying over the situation that happened, that these people they are licensed by the federal government, so federal government controls. So why are they not being controlled? If they refuse to come out, why don't you take action like he rightly said? Arrest them. We've not seen any of such.
Yeah, but the police also, which is in charge of internal security, has got a lot of blame on this matter. Because the police seems to be abdicating the issues of these issues to the military.
Exactly. Police is a group of people mining whatever they are mining. It cannot just go and start arresting. They need to carry out some intelligence. Somebody needs to report that these people are, and then that is when they will do their own
Sometimes
work.
you see some of these illegal miners with mopole being attached to
beautiful.
That is the reality.
That is the reality, because they come through whatever means. Some of them come, especially the expatriate, like he says, with the expatriate quota, and a big Nigerian, brought them in.
And you see the Chinese, they're actually mining on behalf of some top Nigerians in this country. Exactly. Okay, as we try to round off this conversation, very quickly, Steve Okwori, in 30 seconds, what do we do with that cleric now in Mangu local government, since he has refused to appear before the military and he insists that his allegations against the military still stands? What do we do in this instance now?
I think they need to pacify him, because for me, he has a lot of information that he needs to divulge. But meanwhile, as a fellow of the Nigerian Army Resource Center, I don't want to believe that the military or the soldiers supervised the killings. Do you know why? Because when a team or troops are deployed, you will find a Muslim, a Christian, a southerner, a northerner, an easterner in that team.
That's the beauty of the Nigerian Army.
So you cannot, all of them cannot just compromise by going to supervise the killing. You understand? If we have a team and all of them are Muslims, or all of them are Christians, then you can begin to think in the direction where the cleric is talking from. But here we are, where we have such a troop. It is very impossible for such thing to happen.
Okay, well, the cleric seems to believe that there's a lot ongoing there. And very quickly, what do you think should be happening? He is calling for that cleric to be debriefed. But the cleric has refused to show up. I mean, the camp chairman, the local government says he's not going to come to the defense headquarters, and neither is he going to back down from his allegation, because he says his allegations are true.
I don't expect that anybody wants him to back down. He must have his evidence. If, like he said, he should be pacified. If he refuses to go, but no man, one thing he must be aware of, no man is bigger than the state. And so if he refuses, then the other level, he's a local government chairman of CAN, there are state CAN chairman, there is a national chairman. There are ways. Recently, the national CAN chairman visited the CDS. So there are ways to get him to divulge and make a statement.
So, well, the state has to take action, actually.
Yes, they must take action.
Well, we must thank you so much. Patrick Agbambu is the publisher of Security Watch and the security analyst. We must thank you so much for joining us. And then, of course, security and safety expert Steve Okwori has joined us to also help us understand all of these issues. And you also say you're a fellow of the Nigerian Army Resource Center. We must thank you so much for joining us to take a critical look at all of this. Well, that's the much we can take on this edition of This Week. Thanks to our production team here in Abuja, Lagos, and London. Do join us same time next week for another exciting edition. I'm Somna Sambo.